So, I'm a naked sheep. Thanks to Steve. But you know what? Payback? It's a craft.
Hey guys, what's up? Crafty Sheep here with another episode of Crafty Commands. This is episode 3 in my command block tutorial series. Today, we're going to be going over the fill command. Now I know, if you look in the back, we went over the fill command last episode. But this episode, we're going to look at it in a little more detail. So the commands that we're going to be going over in this episode are going to be a little more advanced than the last episode. So, if you haven't watched the last episode, or you know nothing about the fill command, go and do your research. Either watch the last episode I did, or find another YouTuber that you enjoy watching their command series, and learn the basics of the fill command before continuing with this video. Otherwise, you might get a little confused. So, in today's episode, we're going to go over some advanced fill commands, such as destroy, hollow, keep, outline, and replace. We're going to go over each one of these, what they do, and practical uses. I also want to try to show you a way to use each of them in each type of command block. So we're going to go from there. So without further ado, let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do is grab our impulse block. I always start with the impulse block. So we're going to just, let's see. Let's go over here. This is eventually going to be a mess full of just commands. But we're going to start with our impulse block. I'm going to plop this bad boy down. So, the first one we're going to go over is destroy. So, what I want to do here is let's grab some gold ore. Okay? Okay, we're just gonna I'm not gonna do a whole 3x3 thing like before, because it's a bit much work. Now, if you remember from the last video, we want to go corner to corner and log these coordinates. So the first corner is gonna be right here, and we're gonna log these coordinates in the chat. So it would be 1693, 69, and 535. 535. Okay, put that back. Here's the other corner. I'm going to put this little line here so we don't get confused. 1695, 69, I'm sorry, 533. Alright, so we have our two coordinates and we have some gold ore here. So we're going to take our impulse block, just like we did before. I'm going to do /fill. Okay. We're going to enter our coordinates. 1693, 69, 535. 1693, 69, 535. Okay, that's our first set. That's the first corner. Okay, second set is 1695. 69, 1695, 69. This whole episode I'm going to be snickering. Sorry. Adult. Sheep, you must adult. 533. Okay. Now, since these are a little bit more advanced commands, the command string, when I say string, I just mean all the text. The command string is more than likely going to be longer than this little box I have. So you can always click over to the right to this plus sign, and then you have plenty of room to see all your commands. Now, this video is not going to fill up this whole command window, but it's just easier to edit and see what you're doing in your commands when you have this open. Now, since this is a little bit more advanced of a command, we're going to have to add more than we did before. Now, right now, we're going over destroy. Now, what destroy does is it's a fill command, okay? So it fills an area with a certain block type. But it also destroys the block type that was there previously. So what we're going to do is we're going to fill this area here, where this gold is, with air. Remember filling it with air before. But we're going to use destroy. So it will destroy all of this gold like if you had mined it with a pickaxe. So it will actually drop the blocks. That's what destroy is for. It will drop any blocks like you mine them. So we're going to go back into the command block here. Now open up the big window. Now I said we were going to fill this with air. This is nothing different so far from the last video. Just air, right? Okay. Now I'm going to put a 0 here. Why am I putting a 0 here? Every item in Minecraft has something that's called a data value. When I first heard the term data value, I was very confused, I was very lost, and nobody really explained it very well to me. It took me a very long time to wrap my head around data values. I could make, and I probably will at some point, an entire video about data values. Now what I'm going to try to do is give you the short version of what a data value is, just so you understand why I'm putting a 0 here. Every Minecraft block is coded with a type and a data value. So the type of block that we're going to be placing is air. The data value for air is 0. Now if I wanted to place wood, for example, I would type wood, and then I would type the data value for the type of wood I wanted. There's only one type of air in Minecraft, so that's why it's 0. Because anything that only has one type, like say a brewing stand, that would have a data value of 0, because there's only one kind of brewing stand. But blocks like carpet, wool, wood, things that have variations, because you have spruce wood, you have oak wood, you have birch wood, that's where these data values come into play. Now, when I need to figure out what the data value is for, say, I don't know, birch wood, I go on the internet and I look up birchwood data value. I actually use Dig Minecraft because that's a very good site to give me the data value. So wood would have several different data values depending on which type of wood you want. But we're not using wood, we're just going to replace this with air. There's only one type of air in the game, so it's always going to default to a 0 data value. If this confuses you, if I did not explain it well enough, I will make a video on data values, but if you have a question right now about it, and this is not clear, please feel free to leave a comment. I will do my best to get back to you and clarify things. But that's the short version. We have to put a data value before we enter the next command, so that the game knows what type of air or what type of wood we're filling this area with. So we're going with fill, we're going to go with air, then we're putting the data value in. After the data value, you put a space, and then you type in destroy. That's it. That's the command right there. Now, when we give this bad boy power, it should fill that area with air. It should destroy the gold blocks, and should drop the gold blocks as items, like they were mined, because that's what the destroy command is for. Excuse me, bud. Well, you know. DES. Des. Troy. Des. Tori. It also helps if you know how to spell. Let's try that again. There we go. It filled the area with air, and it destroyed the blocks that was in that space. That's basically what the destroy is for. Now let's move on to hollow. Now the hollow command will fill an area with whatever block type you set, but the center of the area will be automatically filled with air. Ergo, it will be a hollow box, essentially. So let's get rid of this. I'm going to take this out here. We're going to go all the way back, just delete it all to fill. It's always going to start with /fill. So let's just say, for example, we want to make a cage. How's that? Let's, no, let's not do that. Okay, so we're going to make a cage from here. Start logging our coordinates. 1693. 69 still? Yeah, 69. 535. Who can forget that number? Alright, then we're gonna put a little line. Okay? And remember, it's corner to corner, top to bottom. Now, I'm gonna put this here just so I know where the corner of the structure is supposed to be. So we're gonna go over here and we'll make it 1, 2, 3, 4 high. Well, where's my feet? Yeah, wait, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. If it was my feet, that would make it 5 high, so we need to go here. Okay, and we're gonna log these coordinates. 1697, 72, 530. Okay, so that block right there is where the other part of the cage is gonna be. I only left those as a visual reference. So we're gonna do /fill, as always. 1693, 69, 69, 535, 535, space, coordinate number 2, 1697, setting 2, 530. 530. Now we don't want to run out of space, so we're going to hit the plus sign. Okay, so we want to make a cage. So I'm going to fill this with iron bars because we want to make a cage. Now, there's only one type of iron bar in the game, so it's going to have a data value of 0. So we're going to put 0. And then we're going to put hollow, H-O-L-L-O-W, okay? We're going to give this some power and see what happens. Boom, insta-cage. Now, if we go into the middle here, it is hollow on the inside. Now, this isn't really the ideal way to make a cage, because you'd want the floor to be something that you wouldn't really fall into. Maybe if you wanted to really torment the person in here and watch them fall in. But you get the point. This is hollow. I'm going to put that little guy in there just to show you an example. Put this back. Now be careful when you're using hollow, because it will 100% of the time fill the middle with air. So if you say had a zombie in a boat, just an example, and you wanted to put a cage around him, if you use hollow, it literally fills it all with air. So hollow is when you know you just want everything completely cleared out except for the border. If there's anything inside here, you do not want to use hollow. Alright, so I'm going to actually just clear this whole space out with air. Nothing advanced here. We did this before. Just a clean slate. There we go. Alright, so the next thing we're gonna go over is keep. Okay, so moving on to keep. If you look over here, I've got a bunch of command blocks. Don't be scared, it's okay. I actually had some trouble figuring out what the difference between keep and outline was. So I had to do a little bit of testing over here and try to figure that out. But I think I've got it straight now, and I'm going to try to explain it in the best way possible. So we're going to be using the same area as before. It's all going to be the same coordinates. I'm going to use glass this time so that I can see what's actually happening inside the box that we're creating. So this one here, if you look, it's hollow. We just went over that. It's the exact same thing, except we're using glass instead of iron bars. So we're filling coordinate 1 to coordinate 2 with glass. And I just want plain regular glass. I don't want colored glass. If I wanted colored glass, I'd use a different data value. I just want regular plain old glass. That's why I'm using the data value of 0 and hollow. So we just went over this. We're just going to make a glass box. Okay? Glass box. You can see the middle of it is indeed hollow. Okay, I'm going to put a little gold thing here. Okay? I'm going to fix the hollow box, put it back the way it was. Now if I ran that command again, because it's hollow, it would delete that and replace it with air. What we want to go over is the keep command. I mean, they're all fill commands, but they're different sectors of the fill command. So we're going to open up this command block, and we're going to look. Same coordinates, fill, 1, 2, glass, 0, but this is keep. So we're going to pay attention to the gold ore block when we place this. Okay. Now the gold ore block is there, so it kept the gold ore. What it didn't keep was the air. So all the air inside this block was filled up with glass, and it kept any solid blocks that you place down. So anything but air, it will keep. And any air, it will fill with whatever block type you set it for. So if I set it for stone, it would fill it all with stone, and there'd still be a gold block in there. Okay. We're going to reset this whole thing again, just so we can see what's going on. Okay? Just a hollow box. Nothing in there. Okay? Remember, this is hollow. Okay? I'll go in here and put this little guy down again. Okay? And then we're going to go to outline. Nothing's really changed except for the last word here. We're filling from coordinate 1 to coordinate 2 with glass, plain glass, 0 data value, but we're outlining it. So what that does is it creates an outline of air around whatever's inside the box within those coordinates and keeps the block. So outline creates air and keeps the block, and keep only keeps the block and fills the air with whatever block type you're setting, which would be, in this case, glass. So that's the difference between outline and keep. Keep will fill the whole area except for what's in the box, and outline will fill it with air and keep the stuff. I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, like I said before previously, feel free to ask any questions you have in the comments down below. Now, we're gonna go over replace. Replace is my favorite fill string thing. I don't even know what you call it, but I love replace. I use it all the time. So, I've got like 30 examples I could do for replace, but I'm not gonna. Okay. But we're gonna go over replace next. Okay, now let's go over the replace command. We're working with the exact same area, the same command block, same coordinates, just right now for an example. Okay? Right now, that area is filled with air. Say we want to replace that air with wood. We'll type wood. Now, I'm going to put a 0 data value because I just want plain ordinary oak wood. If I wanted a special type of wood, I would go to Dig Minecraft and look up the data value for birch wood or spruce wood or whatever kind of wood or planks, you know, that I was looking for. But just keeping it simple, we want to replace the air with wood. So we're going to hit wood, we're going to give it a 0 data value, we're going to do replace, and then we're going to type air. Now, that entire area is replaced with wood. Completely solid. Done. Now, I know what you're saying. Sheep, you could have just used just this. You didn't even need replaced. You could have just done it like that, and that would have, like, you guys are right. I could definitely have done it that way. But that's not really what the replace command is for. Now we're gonna be taking something you learned in episode 1 and in episode 2. If you didn't learn these, welcome to the crash course. You remember in episode 1 when I was showing you how to get a command block to give you bread and how to enter the command into the chat here to give you bread? Well, we're gonna go over that again. We're also gonna go over the very overcomplicated tildes, which was a bit of a struggle for me last time, but I really want to show you what this replace is for. So, what we're gonna do is, I'm going to, let's see, how about we just get some stone here. Okay. Just some random, we got a cute little stone path. Okay, cool. Awesome. Way symmetrical stone path, for example. Okay. And say that I wanted this stone path to be pod soil and not grass. Now if I was using the /fill command, it would be from like this coordinate to that coordinate. It would get rid of all the stone. It would be a little bit complicated. So instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the replace command. I'm also going to be running this from the chat window. When you run a command from the chat window, you are the command block. So what I want to do is I'm going to do /fill. We're going to use the tildes, 1 tilde for each coordinate, X, Y, and Z, in relation to the command block. Now I am the command block, so in relation to me. So let's say we want to do 5 blocks forward. Let's say, well, where my feet are. So I want to cover underneath my feet, so we'll go down 1, -1 for Y, and say let's do 5 blocks in the Z coordinate. Then we're going to do a space, another tilde. Now this covers, we're going to do -5, because that covers 5 blocks behind me. The first one covers 5 blocks in front of me. Second tilde. We can just leave that as is, where my feet are. That's fine. And then the third tilde, also going to be -5 blocks. So it covers a 5 block radius around me, and at least 2 blocks below me. So we want to replace the grass with pod soil. So we're gonna do pod soil. Now there's only one kind of pod soil, so I'm gonna put 0 as the data value. Replace. And we're replacing the grass. Now let's see what happens. That is beautiful. It keeps everything the way it is, and it only replaces the grass. This is what the replace command is for. If I had, you know, a house or something here, made out of, like, I don't know, some horrible combination of blocks that's not a pretty house, you know, and it was, since I'm the command block, let's just stand on this. Right, okay, hang on. Here's grass, okay. I'll just enter the command block again, and it only affects the grass. That's it. It only affects the grass. I use this to do season changes on our Minecraft roleplay server. I will actually run around the towns, and in fall, that's drop, not fall. In fall, I will just run around and change all the grass to pod soil. And then in winter, wait, no, we're replacing pod soil. And then in winter, oh, not snow. Make sure you spell things right. And then in winter, I'll run around and I'll replace all the pod soil with snow. I just love the replace command. Like, I could change that entire building with this replace command just because I'm the command block in the chat. So 5 blocks from wherever the heck I'm standing. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful command. I love it. You don't like the color of a building? Just replace those blocks. It's just, this is a little bit bright for me. So, snow with grass. Let's just put it back. But then it will only affect the blocks that you tell it to affect. It doesn't matter. You can have 100 structures on here and water and lava and anything, and it's only gonna affect the grass and the snow. It's only gonna turn the snow to grass. So that's the replace command. I think that's a practical use for it. It's a good use. So, also on Xbox, I don't know on PC, if you bring up the chat and you hit up on the D-pad, it will repeat the last thing you typed and entered. So that's all I've been doing, is hitting up on the D-pad to just paste that command there. So it's super helpful, it really is. Okay, so that is okay. So we went over destroy, hollow, keep, outline, and my favorite, replace. Now I've done all this using impulse blocks. So I'm going to try to take at least one of these and give you a good example of how it would be used in a chain block. And then we'll go from there. Okay, I may have got a little overly ambitious with this example, but I wanted to show you how you can use the fill command with the destroy setting in a chain block. So, this is my makeshift auto miner, I guess. There's a particular friend of mine that likes to run around with Silk Touch on their pickaxe. So they come back with tons and tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of ores that are not mined, and then later on they have to put them all in a string to break them down. So this is for you, Dagger. I doubt you'll ever watch this video, but this is for you. So I can do all kinds of really cool stuff with this. Right now, we're just gonna work with the fill command. I'm trying not to load a whole bunch of commands into one video that are all different. We're just gonna work with the fill command. This is our auto miner. This whole thing is surrounded by the same area, same coordinates as before. So, we're gonna wanna fill it with air. Okay? Air, again, doesn't have any different types. And we're gonna type destroy. Oh, look, I almost spelled it the wrong way. Destroy. Okay. So, say you come back from a hard day of mining with all your diamonds, and you have Silk Touch, because for some reason you like to do that. Okay, so you've filled up the auto mining machine. Now, like I said, we're gonna use a chain command block for this particular example. Now, again, I would normally hide this behind something, but this is just an example. So we're gonna put the chain block down, okay? Chain blocks are always dependent on impulse blocks, if you remember. Yeah, see, that doesn't work. Need to make sure the arrows are facing the same direction. Okay. I use a keyboard on Xbox because it's much simpler, because keyboard shortcuts do work on Xbox. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy and paste this command. Now, on a regular keyboard you can hit Control A and it'll highlight it, and Control C and it'll copy it. And that's fine. It does the same thing when a keyboard is attached to the Xbox, but you just can't see that it's highlighted. So I'm going to hit Control A. It is highlighted even though you can't see it, and Control C to copy it. So we're going to put that fill command into the chain block, because that's what this is for. This is an example for a chain block. So before this thing mines all these, we're going to stick with the simple say command. We're going to say, let's see, what's it called? Uber Miner 9000 starting up, please wait. Sure. Okay. /say. Now, I'm gonna put a delay on this because that's a relatively long sentence, and it'll take a minute or two. Well, not a minute or two, but it'll take a few ticks. It'll take a minute to read it. And I want people to be able to read the message before the machine goes off. So, I'm going to leave this all the same, all these settings the same. Because I do want this message to be the first thing that pops up. I want it to pop up immediately. Here, in the chain command block, I'm going to set a 40 tick delay. Okay? I'm going to set a 40 tick delay here. So, what that is this text will pop up on the stream. Yep, that line. This text will pop up in the chat. And then 2 seconds later, it will run the destroy command. Because there's 20 ticks in every second. Now, I also want to make sure that this message is displayed first before this command goes off. So, in order to do that, we're going to make sure this is conditional. That way, if something goes wrong in this block and it doesn't go off, this block won't work. Now, you could do it unconditional if you wanted to. We've been over conditional and unconditional enough. I think I'm beating a dead horse. If not, feel free to let me know down in the comments, and I will continue to drill conditional and unconditional into your brain pan. So we're going to put a button here. A 2-second delay should give me enough time to turn around and look at the thing. Well, let's see if I can, yeah. Doesn't really matter where you put the button or how you send power to it. So we're using fill with the destroy setting. So it should destroy all these blocks. It should fill the area with air, and it should drop all the diamonds. After it sends me this message, Uber Miner 9000. So let's give it a try. Uber Miner 9000 starting up. There you go! There you go! Diamonds for days. Diamonds for days. Ah, that was beautiful. That was really beautiful. Okay. So we've gone over lots of impulse ones, and we've gone over a chain. So let's go over a repeating command block, why you would want to use any of these settings in a repeating command block. Alright, as you can see, I have made another that. I'm getting better. So this is a practical example I could think of for the replace setting for the fill command with using a repeating command block. So what we have here is like a super melter. Sure, we're gonna call it the super melter 9000. Everything is 9000 because I said so. So what this little thing does is you can put obsidian in it, and it will turn the obsidian into lava. Which is pretty darn cool. You put any other block in here, it's not going to do anything. I can put one of these in here. I can put a command block in here. You get the idea. All this does is turn obsidian into lava. So let's take a look at the command block. The same thing as before, fill, coordinate 1 to coordinate 2, lava, 0, because there's only one type of lava, so it doesn't have a data value, and we're replacing obsidian with lava. So I marked these coordinates, this one here, corner to corner, and this one here. That's where those coordinates came from. So this is just a obsidian melting vat, which is kind of cool. I like it. I don't know. Anyways, so we've gone over destroy, we've gone over hollow, keep, outline, replace. I've showed you lots of impulse block ways to run these commands. At least one chain command, and one repeating command block, and what I'd like to think is practical uses. So I think that's gonna wrap it up for this episode. Hey guys, Future Sheep here. I have this cool looking Tron outfit now because I'm from the future. Yeah. Anyways, I told you guys last episode that I would show you how to use the minecart command block with the fill command, and I accidentally left it out of the recording, so I'm going to do it now. So we're gonna go get the minecart. One that's not here anymore. So I don't know why it's not. Oh, because I killed all entities, that's why. Okay, well, we're just gonna use a simple give command. Let's see. Is it minecart? That's command block minecart. Yes. Okay. So I wanted to wait until this episode because it deals with the replace command, and Well, it's a little more advanced than just the regular one. So this is what I use this for in CC. There's certain areas that take a lot of heavy snowfall, and with the new snowfall, it can get really out of hand really quickly, and it can be very hard to clean up. So I actually use a track like this as a snow plow. Now, if you remember before, the minecart command block will activate only on activator rails. That's when it runs across an activator rail, the command will execute. Now, I do have powered rails here just to keep the system going around and around and around. I mean, it pushes the cart. I think anybody that knows anything really about mine carts gets why these are here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into the command block here, and we're going to go /fill. Okay, and we're going to use the squigglies this time because this is something that's in motion, the tildes. So I want it to affect a 5x5 area around me, just like I did when I was the command block. So we're going to go ahead and enter in the same thing. We're going to go tilde 5 tilde. No, I don't. Yeah, okay, it's replaced, so it's fine. -1 tilde 5. Then we're going to do a space. Tilde -5 tilde. We're going to leave that one blank so it's on the same Y value. Actually, no, we want it to... Okay, hang on. Sorry. This can get pretty tall. So let's just do 2 blocks. Yeah. Just to be safe, let's do 2 blocks up in the Y value. That way we're sure no matter how tall the snow is, it'll get it. And then the last tilde is going to be -5 again. And then we're going to go air. Okay, because we want to replace the snow. I'm going to use the 0 data value because there's only one type of air. Let's just open this up a little bit more so we can see it. Replace. And I believe this is called snow layer, I believe. Now, a good way to check your commands is to put them in the chat window. So I'm just going to Control A and highlight it, and Control C, because the chat window will autofill everything. See, you see how it says snow layer there? Now I know that's exactly what it's called because it's an available option. So I wanted to make sure that my command was correct before I actually ran this little guy around the track. So that should be all we need here. So basically this is just a snow plow. It's going to get rid of all the snow as it goes around the track. So let's just give us a little nudge. Ah, isn't that beautiful? That is the greatest snow plow ever. Now, I don't have it constantly running. I just run it usually after we have like a 4 or 5 hour session where it could have snowed a lot. But this is just an example of a way that you can use the command block minecart for the /fill command. I can't promise every episode I'm going to have a use for this particular command block because it's relatively obscure and I honestly can't think of a lot of reasons. But when I can show you, I will. So, it's great, you know? It just clears the snow out. You know, and it won't affect anything else if there were buildings here or anything like that, because that's the joy of the replace command. So, but I just wanted to show you guys that because I told you I was gonna, and I forgot to record it, so. So yeah. That's it for Future Sheep for right now. I will see you guys again when I forget to record something or I make an oopsie. Bye! I think the next episode is going to be the set block command, because it's very similar to the fill command, so it should be an easy transition learning from this to get into the set block command. So I think we're going to go with set block next. Other than that, if you have any questions, like I said, feel free to leave them down in the comments. And I will see you guys next week. Thank you so much for watching, and you stay crafty. Bye!